is Erin Gall, and I'm the chair of the Small Business Committee for the Rocky Mount Area Chamber of Commerce. And we are all so excited to be here today at Pet's Best Friend with Susan Baker as the September 2021 Small Business of the Month. And this has not been a small journey. You have been open since 1993, so we are creeping on the 30-year anniversary of starting as a pet sitter out of one room. You've gone through several locations, and now we're here at a wonderful location on Winstead Avenue. You offer grooming, boarding. You are also the very first, I think, wash your pet station. You could bring your own animal and wash them. COVID gave you a little hiccup there. Yep. But as you can see, we've got lots of their clients showing you how wonderful they look and how well behaved and happy they are to be here at Pet's Best Friend. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing now and what this award means to you.
Well, now we have grown, wow, just a tremendous amount, thanks to the loyalty of the community. Can't thank them enough. And the Chamber has been very good to us as well. So we now have, we started out with in-home pet sitting, and that was all we had in 1993, operating out of an extra bedroom at the house. And then decided to diversify out into grooming. Then we added Doggy Daycare. And now recently we've added boarding. So it's really grown. This award really means a lot because we've just had such great customers. We have a couple down here on the end that have been with me the full 28 years. So that's loyalty.
Well, I know when you find a groomer in a place that your pets love, you can't go anywhere else because they make the choice. But congratulations, and it's well deserved, and we look forward to seeing everything else that you might show the community and add on to your services.
Thank you. We try to stay on top of things and be the first in everything that we can.
Well, thank you.
Well, y'all have won it again. That means you're doing something right. It's Susan and Van Baker, and gosh, I had with my dog Tyler go way back with you guys.
Way back.
And y'all would come. You know, one of the really nice things when you were doing more of the in-house sitting was I felt like somebody was watching when I was out of town.
Exactly.
To provide that safety net too, which was good. But with COVID now, you're doing more of the boarding and more doggy daycare and things like that.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So you started out of your home, out of and kind of go through the sequence of when and why you decided to add on more and more services.
Well, I never really envisioned adding on more services, but the grooming salon where I took my Cocker Spaniel many years ago became available because the owner was very sick. And so I decided, well, you know, most of my clients go there to have their dogs groomed, so we diversified and purchased that. And then totally by accident, we added Doggy Daycare. We had a client, and she works out of town, and her husband does as well. And we were running back and forth to her house 4 or 5 times a day trying to help housebreak the dog. And I said, I can't do this and groom. I said, just bring the dog here and let him hang out with us. And somebody else came in and saw him and said, well, why is he running around loose? And I said, well, what I just told you. And they said, well, can my dog come? I said,
then
well,
everybody's dog wanted to come.
Now we average 30 to 40 a day.
30 to 40 a day?
We have 3 play yards, in-ground pool. Now we have playground equipment, everything out there.
And describe the equipment because we're going to show it to everybody. Tell us what's in the backyard.
What is in the backyard? Susan purchased some kids' playground stuff.
Little tykes.
Little tyke
Thought it looked
stuff
like kids
that.
stuff.
You know, she bought that. We ran around one weekend trying to, everybody had it on a yard sale or whatever. We picked that up. And that's about it. And then the in-ground pool, we put the pool in. And then for the smaller dogs, we got a little standalone plastic pool that they play in. And some of the big dogs prefer the smaller pools than they do the big pool.
But that means you have to dry them all off. I mean, or they shake off and whatnot.
No, we shut the pool down and plenty of time for them to dry before they have to jump in the car.
And some people just they don't care. You know, if the dog's a little damp, it doesn't make that big difference.
How do you decide which dogs you can mix with the other dogs? Is that something that has to?
That's Susan and Heather's department.
So you
Heather is our daycare and boarding manager. It's based on several things. Age, of course, and we just discussed that with Rusty, and size, and the temperament as far as do they play rough, do they play easy, and that sort of thing. So you may see a smaller dog with a larger dog, but that's because one plays rough or either the other one doesn't play rough at all, and we base it on those things.
What if somebody brings in a dog and their dog's on medication? Are you okay giving them the medication during the day?
Sure.
In food, I know we are going to talk a little bit later to some people who brought their pets in, but what do you sell here that complements what you do?
We sell a product called Holistic Select, and it's all human grade ingredients. It has no wheat, no soy, no
So
corn.
y'all could eat it. I mean,
Probably better
Probably
than what
good,
we
yeah.
eat. Probably much better than what we eat. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
And toys and stuff, do you sell any toys or?
No, we used to, but when you're competing with someone as large as PetSmart, it becomes somewhat of a joke. But yeah, we did that for a while, but we just let that go.
And then COVID hit, and we didn't let people in the building and so forth, so that just killed that.
But you know, a lot of things changed with COVID and made us better, made me better. I had to think, as they say, outside the box, and we had to come up with ways to have the dogs dropped off here, picked up, so that we weren't exposing ourselves to the public and the public to us. We had to come up with a lot of things that we have we're going to keep those things in place because it's worked much better.
For example?
For the doggy daycare drop-off, before all of the drop-off was at the front. The grooming dogs, the doggy daycare, and of course, in the afternoon at pickup, it was total chaos, dogs everywhere. But
It sounds like a preschool or something.
Yeah, the car line just didn't work
And
too well.
we actually did talk about the car line. We do have a car line there outside.
We do have one for daycare. They come around the back, and very lucky that when we designed the play yards out back, Roy Garner helped me with that, and we actually have it triple gated in case someone should get out. And the way it's set up, the owner can come through the first gate with the dog. The dog comes to us, we get them on the other side of the gate and so forth. So they pull up one at a time, and we do actually have a car line for drop off and for pickup. So that was so much more efficient. That was just a no-brainer.
So there must be a regular time when most people drop them off,
Right,
and
correct,
pick them up. What are
correct.
the kind of, first off, what are the time ranges that you will take them? But what are the main primary ones?
We're open for daycare from 7:30 to 5:30, and that's Monday through Friday. And we drop off between 7:30 and 9. And then 12 to 1, you can drop off or pick up if you're doing a half day. And then in the afternoons between 4 and 5:30. So it works out real well. That way we don't have dogs coming in and out all day. And believe it or not, it will disturb the pack that's already there if you bring in a new dog. So, that was something we should have done from the very beginning and never thought about it.
And if one dog leaves, then all the rest of them don't understand why his mommy or daddy doesn't come pick him up.
Exactly. That's right.
We've got one that he gets all bent out of shape when he thinks somebody's leaving and he doesn't. So, it works out really good.
And they probably have friends that they get used to other dogs. So
Oh,
once they
yes.
come regularly, they look forward to seeing kids going,
Definitely.
seeing all their friends.
Right.
Yeah. And you're talking about the size of the dog. We have one little dog. He's a little bitty fella. And put him with his size dogs, he barked, he chewed on the fence, he dug, and everything else. His name's Charlie. And we tried something one day. We put him with the big dog. Perfect. No problems whatsoever. He wasn't rough with them. They weren't rough with anything, but he calmed right down. It was perfect. But he just wanted to be with the big dog for some reason.
Or he wanted the little ones to know that he was the king.
Exactly.
So what's this taxi service? Tell us about that van.
We pick up and deliver. I start picking up between 7:30, and I'm usually back by about 9:15 or 9:30.
Every day, Monday through Friday, you
Some
got to pick up?
Sundays we don't have anybody to pick up, but we've got some daycare customers that we pick up on a regular basis.
It's offered every day, but
it's offered every day.
Just depends on who wants to be picked up and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And take them home too?
Uh-huh.
Take them home? And do you do it for just daycare or for grooming or other
We do it
services
for
too?
both, but actually we have more daycare now. We pick up and deliver, so we do grooming.
Do you think because COVID, so many pets got used to having a human home with them, they're going to be more lonesome when they leave now, so you'll see a jump in your business?
And also, too, so many people adopted dogs during COVID when they were home. and couldn't leave the house and all. So we had a real influx of those rescue dogs. So that was really good.
And then nowadays, a household doesn't have just one dog hardly. They have multiple dogs. I think y'all did an interview with a couple of people that had multiple dogs. So, yeah.
But I hadn't even thought about that. It has been encouraged that people are lonesome, get a pet. And so I can see why there would be an increase in the animal population.
There was a large increase. I don't even know the statistics, but a nationwide thing.
And do you ever do cats?
No, we used to, but we don't do them anymore.
And that's probably good to keep those species separate.
Yeah. Well, cats are extremely dangerous. I mean, if they bite you, it's bad news. They carry a bacteria in their mouth that's it's really bad. So we just decided to give it up.
And what age range do you take puppies?
We do, but we do require all of their vaccines be up to date. We're real sticklers about that. And if they've only had like one puppy vaccine, we highly discourage anybody to come in there. We want them to get all of the puppy vaccines because their immune system is not built up. So we wait on those.
And what might be the oldest dog you've ever had here?
Wow.
17.
I think 17. Yeah.
17.
So they can spend their whole life here with you, actually.
Sure.
And you've been in business since 1993, 28 years.
28 years in November.
Well, we're going to take a break, and we've got the Hoyles, Bill and Linda Hoyle, who are going to join us. And I think were they among your first customers?
They actually were the first.
And I think there are a lot of people in town who, of course, everybody knows you when they see you. Oh,
there's the dog lady.
The dog lady.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a compliment, though.
Oh, it is. It is. Golly. And Lydia, who used to work, she used to help with my dog. She doesn't participate anymore, is she?
No, no.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to take a break.
But she's our biggest fan.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yes. And
What
if
a
we ever
sweet
do
lady.
projects where we're making things to give away to the pets or so, she's very crafty. She gets involved in all of that.
Oh, good. Well, after we see some of your satisfied customers, then we're going to talk about all the nice things y'all do for the community.
Okay,
So
great.
stay with us. We have got great satisfied customers, and we are so pleased because the Hoyles, we've got Bill and Linda Hoyle, they have actually been customers, Susan, since the very beginning, right?
28 years.
Wow. That's wonderful. Well, we need a testimonial. Linda, you want to go? Tell us why you enjoy coming here so much. Or Joy enjoys coming here.
Joy does enjoy coming here, and we're delighted that we can now have overnight care if needed. And we could not really get along. We go out of town quite a bit without Pet's best friend to take care of our baby. And we have never had a difficulty or a time when they couldn't help us. And we're just most grateful for Pet's best friend and Susan and Van.
Thank
So
you.
you started off with the home service, right?
Yes.
And then as Susan grew and added more services, you've been taking advantage of these. What about Doggy Daycare? Does Joy come to Doggy Daycare?
She comes to Doggy
She
Daycare,
does.
and in the next 2 weeks, she'll be coming 2 days each week.
Oh, good. Wow. Makes you want to be a kid again, doesn't it? Or a dog again. So, Bill, tell us share your thoughts with us.
These folks have been, you don't just let anybody come into your home and give them a key. And we got to know Susan and Van, and we've never had a doubt about those folks and what they were doing for our pets. Joy, our dog now, is not the first pet they took care of. They took care of 2 other Scottish Terriers. They have done it all. They've taken care of them when we were out of town, at home. When we've been late from a medical appointment, they got the dogs home, brought them home if they had to, just did it all. These folks cannot be praised enough for taking care of our pets like they're members of a family, and they are. I mean, we expect that, and we know that Susan and Van and everybody who's worked at PBF love dogs and animals, and you know that. And most dogs are they're smart, and know if people like them or don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
And they will warm up to soothing the man like, oh boy, I can't wait to get there. You tell them where they're going. And they spoil them just like grandparents spoil their grandchildren. I just can't say enough. If there's something that needs doing, and they do it. And if we're on the road and either one of them feels like they need to communicate with us, they do that. You just feel so safe about your pet when they're with them. You have no concerns. We recently took a trip to Banner Elk, and we hadn't left Joy anywhere in quite a while. They had just started a boarding service, and we
She's
boarded
taking care of
with
the fly.
Well, Susan sent pictures, and we got.
I
and
knew
she
you were
was,
worried.
She was with her, and dogs do smile, and she got 2 pictures of her smiling. And I said, "Well, she's fine." And it just can't say enough about these folks, and whatever award they got, they more than deserve it. I'm telling you. When they called us and couldn't give us much notice today, we were just sort of lounging at the house this afternoon. As it turned out, we didn't have a lot going on. I told Linda, I said, we're going, whatever it takes. We don't have time to get dressed up. But
Well, you don't dress up when you're around dogs.
Yeah, you don't. We always look homeless around here.
Well, you got to, because you pick them up and never know what you're going to do.
Exactly.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your coming and sharing your enthusiasm for this award, as well as for everything that Susan and Pet's Best Friends do. So
Glad
thank
to
you.
do it.
Well, they are certainly deserving.
Thank y'all.
They are.
Thank you. And this is my awesome client, Stephanie Perg. Stephanie has only been in the Rocky Mount area for about 4 years, and she is a fantastic nurse over at Nash. And more importantly, these are her wonderful puppies. This is Milo, and this is Emmy. Stephanie, you want to tell everybody why you patronize us so willingly?
Yeah, we came here when Milo was just, I don't even know, maybe 12 weeks old.
He was very
We had just
young.
picked him up. And I was worried about who was going to take care of him when I was working night shift and sleeping during the day. So we rolled right up to Pet's Best Friend and were greeted very openly. And so I think he started the very next week, and we've been with them ever since. We got Emmy shortly after, and we do everything here. Grooming, daycare. They love them.
We do.
And they even do pick up and drop off for us at the house.
Yes, we do.
Oh, wow.
So she has I was going to say Stephanie has a new baby, but she's not new, I guess, per se. How old is
Almost
she
a
now?
toddler. She turns 2 at the end of November.
Yep, so
Well,
we
you're
give them the
juggling a lot
attention
then.
that
You need
that they
help.
may not have time for.
So you take advantage of, or Stephanie takes advantage of almost every service you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep.
Yep, we pick up and deliver with the pet taxi.
And the doggy part in the back, I mean, we're going to show pictures of it, but then it looks like a kid's playground
It's
back there,
spectacular.
doesn't
They
it?
love it.
Yeah, they come to daycare quite often, these two do.
And I think they're going to stay for daycare today because they're
That's
very
fine.
excited to be here.
That's fine. She said they didn't understand why she was bringing them, and they weren't going around to the back, but we'll take care of that.
So what, do you specify what they like to eat, or you just know what they like to eat?
They
or how do you
actually
handle
eat the
that?
food that you guys sell here. That's how we got onto it. And so I think we just buy the food here, and they feed them lunch, and we feed them dinner.
And what about grooming? They really look like they're very well groomed.
They just got groomed on last Monday, so.
And do you have that done here too?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yep,
good.
definitely. They do baths every 2 weeks here, and cuts somewhere in between every month or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The dogs that you have here are very well cared for, aren't they? I mean, it sounds like something.
They're right on the schedule. I just get a text message to tell me when to drop them off.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So is that a service that I hadn't heard about that you provide?
The text message?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes. And we also send out emails or text notifying people's time to set up an appointment. But we'll say, I'll send her a text and say, the pups have an appointment tomorrow. We'll pick them up in the morning, that kind of thing.
Great. Wow. Well, Stephanie, thank you.
Thank you. It was nice to
Appreciate
meet
you coming. Thanks.
Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks, puppers.
Now we're joined by Rusty. Hey, Rusty. And Rena Cardenas. Thank you for coming. I think he's either hyper or camera shy or something. What is it?
He's
Nervous?
excited and nervous.
Oh.
Yes.
He likes to come here. He's good
He
advertisement.
does. He loves to come here. This is the only place I've ever brought him where he can't wait to get out of the car.
Oh wow, that says a lot, Susan. That's great.
Yeah, I
What
think
type
so,
of
too.
services do you take advantage of here?
Grooming mainly. I haven't had the opportunity to board him here yet, but that's one of the things that we feel like he would be comfortable doing. I feel like he gets a little separation anxiety when he gets away from me, but this is the one place that I feel that he would be safe and comfortable.
It's another mother over there,
Yes, he loves her and loves everyone. We actually met in the parking lot during the
At Tractor
pandemic.
Supply.
At Tractor Supply.
We did.
And she commented on Rusty. He was in the vehicle with us.
We were doing the, I guess, curbside pickup,
Yes.
and we were beside each other. And of course, immediately I saw a dog, and the rest is history. That's a true story.
But he looks like one of the older dogs that comes here. Do you? He was a rescue, you mentioned, but how old do you think that he is?
We think he's 14. According to the vet, he estimates his age at 14.
He's 14, going on about 3.
Yes.
Yes, yes, he is. He's like a puppy.
And so, does he do daycare at all here, or?
Not yet, but that's one of the things I feel like I want to do so that we can kind of gradually get him into boarding if the need should arise. But we normally take him with us wherever we go. So he even went with us to California on an airplane.
Wow.
World traveler.
In the upstairs.
Yes,
or-
ma'am. I wouldn't put him in the
Yeah,
luggage
I'd be a little
compartment.
bit afraid to do that with
No,
the air compression and whatnot.
They said if he fit in the space underneath the seat that we could take him, and he did. We bought a bag, and he fit in the space beneath my seat, and no one even knew he was on the plane.
Susan, when you have an older dog like this, when they come to Doggy Daycare, it's good for them because it kind of brings out the puppy in them and gets them a lot of exercise, doesn't it?
Of course, we keep, extra watch on them and bring them in more often for rest and so forth. So we don't want to them, to overdo it. So, but we do keep a closer eye, I guess I should say, on them.
He has a heart murmur too, so he can't be out in the heat for a long period of time. But we've never had any problems since we've been bringing him here. They take really good care of him, excellent care of him, which is something that I can't even express how much I appreciate, because he really and truly is, a member of our family and a baby, and he's.
And probably all the rest of them left you except him, so
Yes.
he's all you got left. For the family. Well, we thank you, Rita. Appreciate
Thank
your
you.
coming and bringing your sweet puppy here, Rusty. Susan, somehow I think we could have filled up an entire day with satisfied customers.
I appreciate that.
3 people to come in and come.
They're the ones that have made us successful, though. You
Well,
can't
they
do it
have.
without support.
Oh, I know. And people, truly, the pets of the people you see, the animals, they are like children. I mean, clearly like children.
Absolutely.
So you have been very generous with the community. I know you've been a drop-off place. I know COVID has kind of affected all of what we can
Right.
do. Because you used to go speak in schools, in fact, about pet
I
ownership.
did about pet ownership and responsible pet ownership. That was a lot of fun to meet with the kids.
Mm-hmm. And surely that's a good life lesson for them to learn
Yes.
to take care of something
The
else.
most rewarding experience I had, we spoke at a school. Actually, Beth and I went, and I noticed one of the teachers was just in the back of the room. We were in the gym. It was lots of kids, and she was just like in panic mode. And I thought, what in the world is wrong? Well, I just let the dog we had with us run among the children, and I thought, oh my gosh, what's happened? And the lady came up to me, and there was one young fellow there, and she said she had never seen him smile before.
Oh.
And he smiled when the dog went up. Of course, we all, woohoo, But that was really rewarding.
I noticed in the application that for the chamber that it mentioned obedience classes. Are you still doing those, or did you do them for a
No,
while?
COVID. I hate to keep saying pre-COVID, but we did do obedience classes for many years. We sure did.
Might you get back into it someday, you think? Or-
But possibly,
although everything else is taken off so much, you're only one person.
yeah. I mean, we have a lady in town that does a phenomenal job, and she actually does it at her home. She has a special room that she does the training in, and she actually trains the owner and the dog. So that's an ideal, and it's one-on-one, so that's really the ideal situation.
Well, that would be absolutely essential, wouldn't it, for the owner to know how to interact with the pet, with the animal? Because
Right.
if my dog's great with you, but not great with me, then that wouldn't work at all. We want to look on the wall here, and we're going to get cutaways of these. But you got the 1999 Entrepreneur of the Year award from Near.
That was actually finalist.
We're finalists. Wow, still
I'm not sure that a woman has ever won it yet.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll have to get with the bodies on that.
And you were the Small Business Woman of the Year for the Chamber.
Yes, but that was in '98. But probably the largest award that I got was that was in '98 as well, International Pet Sitter of the Year, and you're actually voted on that by your customers. They send in nomination forms, so that was really huge.
Did you go someplace and receive the award, or how was that? I've never even heard of it.
Well, actually, I mean, there was a lot of monetary type gifts and all, but I got a milk bone crown. I don't have that here, but it was a crown that they made up with milk bones, glued to it. It was quite a conversation piece.
And your whole, there's memorabilia everywhere. There's a beautiful dog picture over there. Did somebody make that for you?
That actually, I got at a Animal Crackers fundraiser. It was an auction piece, and I love it.
Do you know who did it?
I do not. I think it's on the back. I cannot remember the name, but
this little thing, that's really cute. What's the history behind
Ingle
that?
Hicks made that. Actually, 2 of my customers bought it for me for Christmas, but Ingle made it. It's very realistic. If dogs come in here, sometimes they actually bark at it. It's really a cute piece.
Wait, do you have anything in the back of your mind as you look to the future? Are you running out of space here? I hope not, or you can stay here. And
actually, I had considered that because boarding took off so well. Yeah. We started that in April, and it went nuts. And I thought about that, but I'm 63. I'm getting mighty close to retirement age, so I don't know.
Oh, don't say that. You're panicking, people who are watching.
Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. But, if I were younger, I would probably go ahead and get another larger place, because that's why we came here, because we were over on Zebulon Road, and the daycare is what really got us. We had dogs under our feet. I mean, we didn't have anywhere to put them after starting with the one dog. So. Well,
and as you said, with COVID, with people having more pets, and if Norris Tolson had his way, this area is going to grow with the new CSX hub and Carolina Connector and all that.
We're ready.
You're ready.
I think we are. We're ready. We're ready. I don't know if we're ready space-wise or not, but we're ready.
I think it's really neat that you've gotten into technology with you text people and, let them know, you've got
our software people are great. They're coming out with a new texting system now where we can right now we can't send pictures and so forth, but, when you have a worried owner and you can send a picture, that's just great. And our boarding operation is the newest, and it's a little different from others. We have, all the comforts of home. We have ceiling fans. We have installed infrared lights into all the ductwork to keep, bacteria down. And it's just like being at home. They have their cots, they have their blankets, and they go out 4 times a day. And you don't hear that. I mean, at bedtime, there's a bedtime visit and a tuck-in visit too.
So the ones that don't get picked up, then what time does a human leave here, or do we even want to talk about that?
No, you probably don't want to talk about all that.
Okay, but I'm sure you're available to check in on. We got cameras on.
I actually do have a live feed that comes straight to my phone that I check in constantly. Yep.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations.
And I can actually talk to them too. If I look and see a dog tearing up a bed or something, I can actually flip over to the microphone and I can tell them to stop. That's quite funny.
And have you seen it work?
Oh yes, many times.
Wow. That's great. Well, I, like you said, I go back not 28 years, but a long time, back to the 90s.
Do you remember when we did the cooking show?
Yeah.
That was when I won the Pet Sitter of the Year award. That was back in '98. Okay. We did the cooking show, and we did the dog biscuits, and they stuck. Do you remember? We couldn't get off.
So many local people have good cooking show stories of what they did.
We had a great time.
I was interviewing Bill Hill the other day, and he said, "Remember when I did your cooking show? I mean, that was a Rocky Mountain fun time."
It was. It really was.
Well, big congratulations. And
Thank you, Jean.
We're so appreciative that you're here and doing what you're doing for our community.
Thank you. So it's always a pleasure to sit and chat with you. We should do it more often.
We should. Thank you, Susan, and thank you for joining us.